Hi, in this video we are going to see about the actuators, linear actuators and rotary actuators. So first of all, in this topic, pneumatic and hydraulic actuation system, we have seen about the valves and what are the types of valves, control valves, flow control valves we have seen. And now we are going for the actuators. So already we have said what is the actuator, what is the actuation system. Actuation system is used to control the movement of what is that, it may be a rotary actuation or linear actuation, that is for the usage of load movement of the loads. Okay, so whatever the control signal we are getting to the microprocessors, it will give signals to operate the motor, and the motor is operating the actuation system, so that whatever the function is required we are going to do it. So control and transmit power. Actuator is the one which is used for the controlling and transmitting the power. A pump driven prime motor is an electrical motor which creates a flow of fluid, and that is controlled with the valves, and that is direction control valves, and that after that the direction control valves is guiding the fluids, either it may be a liquid or it may be a oil, gas, or whatever it is. It sends the water or the fluid in your directions to use that pressure, that energy, to move the load in the forward direction or reverse direction or rotary directions, whatever it is. So this is called the actuator. So depends on the amount of output power developed depend upon the flow rate. So already we have said the flow control valves, how it is used, and how what is the use of the flow control valves. Okay, so the hydraulic actuators are used for the converting the pressure energy into the mechanical energy. Hydraulic actuators, it may be a different motion. In mechanical engineering, normally we will say it may be a mechanical movement, may be a rotary movement, or it may be a reciprocating motion. So now in this topic we are going to discuss about the linear motions. So the linear motion is a piston cylinder actuator. So linear actuator is the one which moves in a straight line forward or backward. So linear movement, it normally we can control the movement in terms of millimeter or inches. So the piston can be moved, at what distance it can be moved, how long it can be moved. So that is controlled with the help of the movement of the piston inside the cylinder. Okay, so piston cylinder mechanism is used for the linear actuating system. Rotary actuation is the one where we are getting the output as a rotary movement, that is the angular movement, either it may be 90 degree or 180 degree or 360 degree. So it depends upon how much the rotation is required for our work. So it's a hydraulic motor, some we can call it as hydraulic motors. That hydraulic power is converted into a rotary motion. Okay, so the movement, the energy is converted into another form of energy, where the hydraulic energy is going to be converted into mechanical energy in the both the actuators. So here we will discuss first the linear actuator, what are all they and how they are acting. So here single cylinder, single acting, double rod cylinders, tandem, telescopic cylinders are very important cylinders, that what we are going to see in this video. What is a cylinder? That's what in a piston cylinder, reciprocating cylinder. The single acting cylinder is acting at one end, that is by using one input and one output will be there in the cylinder. So when the pressure in the left side in this picture, we can see the pressure port, that is the input. So where the fluid is getting getting in through the pressure port, the liquid is getting in, so that it creates as a pressure in front of the piston, the area cross section of the piston, and it pushes the piston in towards the right side, and so that the extension stroke can takes place, so that this side, left side, when oil enters, it pushes to one side, and but there is no way the liquid has to move. So that is the maximum, until the maximum pressure it will move to the piston to the right side, so extension stroke. If you want to move to the left side the piston again, if through the vent port, then we have to supply. That is the only thing we can do. Or else now here it is due to the return stroke, that it in the double what is that double acting cylinder, in the left side another side also can be operated, but in single acting cylinder only one side the fluid flow will be there, and remain return stroke it is actuated by the spring. Through the vent port we are not allowing that one, so here the piston is returned back through the extension of the spring. The sorry return stroke will be done by the spring action. Already predetermined spring of pressure will be there, so the spring action it pushes back so that the fluid moves. So here another one is double acting cylinder, where both the sides of the piston we are using the flow of liquid. So pump flow in the left side, and it pushes the piston in the extension stroke. It pushes to the piston to the right, so that the rod which is connected to the piston is also moving in the right direction. So in the rod we can use any kind of we can keep any loads for moving right direction, or any other operations for pushing or pressing operations, like that we can do. So that the extension takes place when water fluid, the liquid fluids in the left side of the piston, it moves this side. Another again to the directional control valves, if we send the fluid towards this right side port, so what will happen is this fluid enters in the right side of the port where the rod is there. There again it will push to the left side, so the piston is moving to the left side, and the return flow takes place in the left side. So this is the double acting cylinder, and another double acting cylinder with piston rod on both the sides. So in the previous sketch we can see one side is piston, another side is rod. Piston with the rod will be there, but in this case both sides rods will be there, so the uniform pressure will be occur here. There the cross section will be varied, but here the cross section will be similar, because of the same size of rods is attached on the both the sides. So when the fluid enters in the left side, the piston moves towards the right, and when the fluid enters in the right port, the piston is going to move in the left side. So this is called double acting cylinder with the piston rod on both the sides. So this is another one is called a tandem cylinder. When we need more pressure exerts, so the tandem cylinder is an application where a large amount of force is required. So that here we can see two pistons over there, and one rod is there. Both are connected in a single rod system. So when the port pushes in the left side port is operates, liquid enters into the port and it pushes. At the same time, another port is also through the liquid is passing through two ports at a time. The liquid passes through the two ports and it pushes the pistons. So two pistons are exactly at a time it is operating, so that it creates an increased force because of the large area pressure. So first piston and second piston, both the pistons are moved with the help of two ports liquids, so that it will create a more force on the cross sections of this piston. So it exerts the force. Since the force is more, it will be used for it. So the return stroke is again as in the case of double acting cylinder, the another port, right side port, through that again liquid is sent to the through the directional control valve, and the piston moves towards the left side, that is the return stroke is possible. So this is called a tandem cylinder. And one more is a telescopic cylinder. We can see where more stroke is needed, and that time lesser dimension is there, so we can shrink it off. We can keep the cylinders one by one, that is over by one over other. We can move it just like a telescoping. How a telescope is moved, first portion is moved, second portion is moved, and then the third and fourth, like so it is first operated, this first one is getting moved, and when it reaches the limit another starts to move, and like that the telescoping operate. When the cylinder extends, all the sections move together until the outer section is prevented from the further extension. So first entire cylinder is moving. Once the first step is moved, stops, then another will move, and until it reaches the top one, until the outer section is prevented from the further extension. This continuous movement of the cylinders takes place. So the this is what where we are using the dump. That is what you can see here in even in earth moving vehicles, and here where we are using this wastage removal machines there and all. It is the two tubes are supported by bearing rings, so the it consists of grooves and channels to allow the fluid flows. So this is the four different types of linear actuators, very important linear actuators we have seen: a tandem and a single cylinder, double acting cylinder, and the telescopic cylinder. Okay, next we will see about the rotary cylinder, rotary actuators.